Okay, we'll open up this with a brief statement from Coach Gaspard. After that, we will take questions for the student athletes. Raise your hand if you have a question for the student athletes. Coach, if you want to start us off.
Well, first of all, I thought just a heck of a game. I mean, one of the better college games you're going to see, especially considering the delays and the breaks in the game. I thought pitching on both sides, was really good, and just real competitive game throughout, and for 11 innings. And really on our side, just really proud of our team, the way we played the entire tournament here, and just really competed and got after it. And but really, the story of the game, we had some opportunities, and I thought late in the game, obviously, to have shots in the 9th and 10th, and Renato was just outstanding today, when he came in. And but we put ourselves in position to win, and came up short, but you tip your hat to them today. It was just a well-played game on both sides.
Okay, raise your hand for questions for the student athletes here on the front row on the aisle.
Jake, you guys kind of had them reeling toward the end of the game before that second rain delay. How much would you guys have liked to have played through there and not had that rain delay?
Well, we really wanted to. I mean, we had the momentum, got the big strikeout, had the crowd into it, and just heard the words. We're going 30 minutes, so. But I mean, you got to take your hat off to them, and they played well, and Renato pitched well, and the starter, Bradshaw, I think his name was, but it was just a good game.
Front row on the left.
Both of you guys, what do you do during those long breaks? How do you keep yourself sharp?
Me personally, I just walk around and sit down, try to sit alone, especially when I'm pitching. Don't want to be distracted by just chit-chatting in the dugout, and that's it.
I mean, I'm kind of the opposite. I'd rather just sit in and talk and stuff, just to keep me stay relaxed. I think, a few of the guys were just, talking. I mean, not cutting up, but just, trying to relax during that rain delay. If you think about it too much, I would get too uptight, and that's just the way that I like to handle it.
Second row on the aisle.
You mentioned about the pitching, Jake, and both of you guys, if you could talk a little bit more about Renato, coming in like he did. I mean, I don't think they were expecting to have to use him, and then, the second delay made him start loosening up.
Well, Renato looked like he did last year when we played him last year in that SEC tournament, that big, heavy fastball, and then he really had his breaking ball going tonight. He can be really good, and he was tonight, and, he's pretty good.
I mean, same thing. I mean, he came out and pounded his zone. He got ahead of our hitters, and that's huge for him because he can go to that breaking ball, and it was good today. So.
Okay, this time second row on the aisle.
For both players, please. When you, in the next couple days, and even further on down the road, how are you going to look back on this tournament, and what's going to stand out to you?
Well, personally, I think it's the most fun I've ever had playing baseball. I mean, you have the huge crowds, and the atmosphere is great. The best fans in college baseball here. So, looking back, I mean, it's bad that we lost, but it'll be a good memory in my book.
We'll take all positives away from this. That was a great game. Someone had to lose, and unfortunately it was us. But I mean, we're playing well right now. Whether we win that game or not, we're just going to feed off that momentum wherever we are in the regional, and hopefully continue to play well.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, raise your hand for questions for Coach Gaspard, and we'll get a microphone to you here in the front row.
Coach, a couple questions. What happened with Hendricks there in the 7th? Did he miss Bobby's sign, or was Bobby waving him around on the double play? On Hendricks on second coming around, where he got doubled off?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, that was just talking about Bennett's ball to left field. Yeah. No, it was, our read on that is base runners reading that all the way. And I I can tell you from the dugout, I thought that ball was getting down, you know, and he broke. That's one of those 50-50, you know. I mean, that ball's going to get down, you know, about 10 times, and he broke, took a shot that it was going to get down, and it didn't. And Cats made a nice play on it and doubled him up.
And then you guys kind of lived on the 2-out hits this week, and then you needed one there at the end and just couldn't get it.
Yeah, and you know, a couple times, even early in the game, we had similar situation where we had some opportunities with 2 outs, and you're right. I mean, that's the games we've won, we delivered those hits, and today we just weren't able to scratch one out.
Front row.
Mitch, we talked for a couple of minutes before the thing started about that marathon game you guys played at the Sunday game of the series in Baton Rouge. Do you think that game and this game are kind of evidence that these two teams are fairly evenly matched?
I think so. You know, that really, you know, we were struggling at the time, but that series, even though we got swept, you know, the Sunday game did a lot for us to kind of give, I think, our team a little confidence, knowing obviously just the tradition and the history of LSU's program, and to compete that way. And then our guys were really looking forward to the game today. I mean, obviously we wanted to play LSU, and I think you know, hey, if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. And regardless of how LSU finished the season, they are the defending national champions, and they know how to win when it gets down to it. And so, yeah, I think right now the teams are evenly matched, and you know, I think it shows today. I mean, both teams were down on pitching, you know, in Game 4, but still got pretty good outings out of all the guys, and both Nelson and Renato come back. And you know, that was the other thing in the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th. You know, Ott was coming out for the bottom of the 9th, and then the rain delay, you know, they decided to go to Renato, so that factored in a little bit as well.